Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the atom weight division. It's time for the ladies to let the fists fly. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses. She stands 155 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 47.52 kilograms. Representing DK and fighting out of Ujeongbu, Korea, please welcome Yerin Ghost Hoon. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman's a mixed martial artist making her professional debut. She stands 153.5 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 47.8 kilograms. Representing Sama Fight Club and Rituals Jiu-Jitsu and fighting out of Bali, Indonesia by way of Singapore. Give it up for Gillian Gritty Gilly Goh. Your referee.
Not a lot of love in those gloves. Two are staring each other down, something fierce.
I expect to see a frenetic pace being set by these ladies right from the get-go. It's such an interesting facet of lighter weight fighting. Just that cardio, that expenditure of energy, frequency of shots. Nice one too by Gillian. Tried to get underneath.
Gritty Gilly is not showing the greater speed in this bout.
Nice defense from Yerin. Eats a big elbow. You just see that little bit of experience in the favor of Yerin. She's framing off beautifully, just using that to parlay into an elbow. Needs to pick her shots carefully here. Big takedown scored by Gillian. Needs to take a breath here. She's going to get reversed. Steps over beautifully.
Legs are almost shelved.
She needs to take her time here, take some deep breaths, establish the position before doing anything else.
Ghost wants to probably try and shrimp over to that wall and wall walk up. Guard has been passed, reversal attempt.
Needs to be wary of an armbar here in an inverted triangle. What beautiful dexterity by Hyung. Doesn't have the arm in for the triangle.
That head scissor alone, though, can be enough to escape from this position.
She's grabbing around the body. She must feel confident in it, but uses it beautifully to get back to her feet. Sprawls off, pushes the head away, but Gillian showing gritty by name, gritty by nature. Right in on the takedown again, controlling. Watch out for that whizzer. Heavy whizzer from Yerin. Nice grappling being exhibited so far from both women.
This phase of mixed martial arts up against the cage is the single most grueling in the sport. It's a true test of which fighter is stronger. Whichever fighter can push the other fighter's hips up against the wall is the stronger one. Once your opponent's hips are on that wall, it's very, very hard to punch and kick effectively.
Gillian trying to switch between the double, the single, and the high crotch. Beautiful work, but again, as soon as Yerin touches the mat, she bounces right back up, using that whizzer beautifully, parlays it into a takedown of her own, defense into attack, big elbows. Again, Gillian showing that toughness by getting right back up and in on the takedown. So Yerin wants to create a little bit of separation here. Oh, huge big knee from Yerin. You have to factor in the inevitable adrenaline dump here, Kirk, that Gillian will be experiencing. Her first professional fight on a huge stage. Those arms are feeling a little bit heavy.
The twists and turns in this bout. The succeeding and then not, being on bottom then top. It's very, very hard on the heart, physically and metaphorically.
Again, just beautiful use of the whizzer from Hyung. Again, framing off little pot shot elbows, showing just how well-rounded an arsenal of strikes she has.
Phil, I'm really liking from both these athletes how they're not wedded to any single facet of the game. They're very happy to move between grappling and striking, different strikes, different forms of takedowns.
I think that little push off has maybe shown a change in the ebb and flow and momentum of this fight in favor of Yerin Hyung. Nice shot over the top from Hyung. Gillian might have had a little speed wobble there. Hyung needs to be careful of train tracking those hands after she lands her shots. Gillian seems to be setting up a big rear right hand.
I think that's right. Gritty Jilly sees something that I'm not sure I do. She sees an opening.
I think it may come from that train tracking motion that we see. As Yerin exits the pocket, she drops her lead hand a little bit, creating that space for the right hand. And as we so often say, if we can see that, chances are that educated minds, or minds more educated than us in the sport, will see it as well. Gillian again trying to get in on that single leg. Switches to the high crotch. 30 seconds left to go. Good defense, raising the level up of Gillian is Hyung. Oh, nice elbow created the space. Needs to be wary of the guillotine here. Standing guillotine, Carrick, looks tight.
The elbow is just a little high.
Mounted. It could be mounted. We can see the top here. Couple of seconds to go. Can Gillian hang on?
Elbow's too high. She's going to survive this. We got very short time now. We've heard the clapper. And there it is.
That has potentially taken out of Gillian.
Phil, what I'm wondering about right now is the score. Mixed martial arts is a little bit unique in the sports world. When you watch a football game, you know what the score is. It's not like you have to wait until it's all over to figure it out. This one, for me, very, very hard one to call.
Yeah,
who do you see got 10? Who do you see caught 9? We're not allowed to go 10-10.
We're going to take the hard players to 10-10. My future up with me on the spot, but for my money, I'm going to have to get that round by a hair's breadth to Yerin Goh. For me, she was the one that was, even though she was defending the takedown, she was forcing the action where she wanted to use the wizard.
Hear that? 10 seconds to go. You got to exit.
Good solid 1-2, but gets caught coming in. Was trying to land the 1-2 into the switch kick, I think it was, but got caught. Needs to be wary of dropping those hands when she kicks. It's a very Muay Thai. It's a bad habit a lot of strikers pick up from Muay Thai, whipping that hand down.
It does add a little bit more power to the shot, but it's very often not worth it.
Just as we see that, she whipped the hand down to get a little bit more torque on the kick, but had a shot for her trouble. Seems to be attacking that lead leg, switching up the game plan is Gillian. Stiff jab, but met with a hook from Yerin. Both these girls seem to be looting up on that rear straight.
Both of them do have knockout power.
Oh, beautiful rip to the body from Hyung. Yerin Hyung seems to have a little bit more of a gauge of the distance.
Gritty Jilly, when she throws that lead jab, leaves her face a little bit open. The head is dropping to her inside. Could be countered by a hook, by a knee, by a head kick.
Oh, beautiful denial of the takedown from Hyung. Just popped the hips in. There's often a misinterpretation or a misnomer that you need to shoot your hips right back to defend the takedown. If you can bridge in and break, you can completely, it's almost like your opponent bounces off you. Inside the guard now, you can see Gillian trying to creep that guard up the back, may potentially try and set up the likes of an armbar triangle here if we see that guard open. It's gone bicep control. May try and shove that down for the triangle. Body head to keep herself honest from Hyung.
Brave Nation, for those of you not too well versed in jiu-jitsu, when you see the ankles crossed over the hips, that's called a closed guard. The closed guard is in almost all cases a very defensive position.
Yep.
In order to attack from that position,
which
we're seeing here, we're seeing a triangle attempt. Those feet first had to come apart.
Changes to the armbar. We can see triangle armbar here.
Fighter signal, she's fine.
Hyung done a beautiful job of trying to step over the head there. Now in the cradle position, punishing Gillian. Gillian's still trying to hold, but Gillian needs to be wary of the armbar herself here. That arm is there for the taking if Hyung wants it. Potential for a Kimura here as well. She's thinking about taking the knee bar, can't quite see in this position. Thought about the knee bar, let it go. Gillian's still dangerous, such an entanglement here. It's pretty much 50-50 with regards to the options that are open to everybody.
Tremendous flexibility and range of motion shown by these athletes. The beginnings of a heel hook attempt here.
Gillian thought about the heel hook, but
she's maybe doing more than thinking about it, but now it's going in both directions.
she looked as more look. Gillian
Outside heel hook is in place. It's the wrong part of the forearm to complete it.
Gillian had more of a calf crush. She's now trying to roll out of it. Has her foot on the backside of Hyung, trying to push off, create a little bit of distance. And what a scramble. That's the thing with these leg entanglements. It's such a 50-50 position. Hyung again trying to get into the heel hook position.
Both these ladies are very, very close. Straight ankle lock. Again, position, our forearm position is off by just about an inch.
Gillian trying to sit back up into a more advantageous striking position. And that's the thing, when you commit both your hands to a leg lock, trying to play that leg lock game, you leave your face exposed to strikes. Gillian could find herself in the top position here.
These little scrambles are the single most important thing in mixed martial arts. In a beautifully set up bout like this, where the two fighters are absolutely even, when they're in these positions of ambiguity, like you see right here, whoever wins the, oh, look at this!
Oh, she's not trying to hit a go-go
She
ply,
is indeed!
Behave yourself, you absolute rascal! Could we potentially see the first go-go ply in the history of Brave Combat Federation?
There sure was an attempt there, and I loved it.
Yerin Hyung showing just how dangerous she is, but right now eating big shots from Gillian, and we're going to go to a third round here, Carrick.
Referenced on the pre-show, the leg lock attempts that these women are attempting is something like taking the plastic cap, a twist-off cap, off of a bottle of water. The cap is connected to the round ring by little tiny pieces of plastic. Those are similar to the ligaments in your knee. These twisting leg lock attempts are very, very tough on those ligaments. Even if there's no tap, there can be damage done.
Conceivably, could be all the play for, going potentially a round apiece. Gillian finishes the round strong, enters on the position, landing strikes.
Wins this fight.
Third and final round. Sixth fight in the professional career of Yerin Hyung. First foray into professional mixed martial arts for Gillian Goh. Can Hyung get the win, or will it be go time inside the Brave Arena? Shot over the top, just shy from Hyung.
Hyung looks just a little bit fresher here.
Oh, clips Gillian with that lead hook. Corner of Gillian calling for the takedown. Nice footwork, that's beautiful footwork from Yerin Hyung. Just took herself completely off the center line. As you say, the hand starting to slow down ever so slightly from Gillian. Eats a hook there.
Gritty Gillian is starting to fade just a little bit. She's fought for 10 hard minutes.
When you consider that an amateur mixed martial arts bout is at its longest 9 minutes, 3 3-minute rounds, this is the longest she's gone in any MMA fight in her career. Managed to get her jab off there, but again, it's coming just ever so slightly slower.
I want to qualify what I said, Phil, by saying I'm not talking about her heart. Her heart is still in here 100%.
No, she's an absolute savage.
Absolute savage.
Saying, man.
But human physiology does slow down under extreme pressure, and that's what we're seeing here to a slight degree.
A little bit labored with the takedown. Gillian needs to set those up a little bit with the hands, but at this stage of a fight, when the muscles are filled with lactic acid, when it becomes a little bit more difficult to keep the hands up.
Yerin Hyung bouncing around on those legs.
Beautiful takedown defense, but Gillian, again, dog with a bone. trying to get in on that takedown. And like you said, Carrick, one thing you cannot question is the heart of Gillian Goh. Little bit of space between the two, space for knees, but beautiful transition.
That was a very, very slick technique. It's sort of like when you were a little kid and you pulled a chair out from under somebody right when they were about to sit on it. Beautiful exchange of forward pressure.
Oh, huge elbows being landed by Hyung. Gillian trying to be active with the guard. Hyung does a smart job there, just decided she'd landed her strikes, she'd scored her points, stood up, knew that she would be doing well on the feet. Little bit of a cut just over the left eyebrow of Gillian Goh. Doesn't seem to be going into the eye or impeding the vision just yet.
It's not. That is the main result of elbows in mixed martial arts on the ground. Fighters, once they're on the ground, can't fully get their hips behind those shots, but with the point of the elbow hits, it doesn't take a lot of power to split that skin.
It's almost as if these girls have made an agreement they were just going to stand and throw hands at each other. Just as I say that, commentator's curse. Gillian in on the takedown. Oh, was that a takedown or was that pulling guard?
Again, we see those feet locked in a closed guard. Once they open up, as just happened, that's when some kind of an attack will start.
Right now, this is where Gillian needs to go to work, needs to score points. But
Triangle
beware of
setup.
the triangle. Is Hyung impeded by the cage to get full extension on the triangle? She's pressed right up against the cage, and that could be the saving grace for Gillian here. And right now, she's landing elbows of her own, trying to claw back a little bit of the fight.
Gritty Gilly did a nice job of landing some shots from top. One of the signature aspects of this sport is when you have, it's a lot different than grappling. When you have a point of control, you are duty bound to either further that control or strike. When you try to strike, you lose that control to some degree and you can get a reversal, which I do believe we're going to see here shortly.
She's very high up on the back, may try and turn this into an arm bar, but it could end up being an advantageous position for Hyung. She may go belly down on the arm if she can get extension, but again, that cage is causing an impediment. 45 seconds in the third and final round. What a win this would be for Gillian if she were to get the tap after an absolute
Heads popped
war.
out. There is a degree of danger here now.
Is Hyung going to try and step over the head? There's one leg over, but ends up on her back. Needs to bicep grip her arms and stack into Gillian. I think she's safe. I think she's past the point of the elbow, but throws herself deeper into it. She may just choose to compress and stay here for the duration. She needs to keep herself...
10 seconds now. Player on top needs to sink those shoulders down, possibly reach around the head if possible.
She's defending well, realizes that she just needs to survive. And what a fight, what a finish.
Won that fight. Terrific show of heart, of conditioning, and of technique.
You see Gillian getting in on the takedown. She has eaten some huge elbows, but still very much staying in the fight, trying to be as proactive as possible. And what a way to make your debut in professional mixed martial arts for Gillian Goh.
I do think Yerin Goh probably won this bout, but I do know both these fighters put on a terrific show for Brave Nation.
Well, that goes without saying. And you can...
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible bout with the two ladies letting it fly. Let's make some noise! After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 30-27. Your next judge scores about 29-28. And your last judge scores about 30-27 for unanimous decision victory. Out of the blue corner, give it up